Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you mentioned about chanting the holy name without offenses. Then only the love of Godhead will fructify. So my question is, we try to not to commit offenses, but unintentionally, somehow or other, because of anarthas, offenses are happening. So, and means these are out of control. So, what is the solution? Means
Solution is anartha nibriti. Free from anarthas, then no aparadha will come.
okay. So from our side, yes, that is okay. That is the main thing. So, because of anartha only, even without intention, offenses are happening.
Yes.
And so we are chanting also.
So now your question, how to become free from anarthas,
Yes.
right? So you have to do bhajana kriya. Then you'll say, how to do bhajana kriya? Sadhu sangha.
But
So
in the,
how to do sadhu sangha? Shraddha.
Shraddha. Okay, but in the sadhu sangha, amongst the sadhus, the offenses are
Yeah,
happening.
because you don't have shraddha. If you don't have shraddha, then there is no other choice. You cannot go back more. you have to develop shraddha. Understand? If you don't have shraddha for the sadhus, shraddha for the devotees, there is no hope for advancement in Krishna consciousness. We will not be advancing. Okay? So respect for the devotees, appreciation for the devotees is the foundational principle of Krishna Bhakti.
Okay.
Okay?
I have another question.
Yes.
Regarding offenses only, means this first offense, holy name offense is not to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life. So blaspheming devotee is an offense, but like we do not blaspheme directly devotees, but it's still because of there are some grudges, and so I want to understand what exactly means this offense towards devotee.
Offense means if you have a negative attitude, negative action, negative words. For a devotee, that is called Vaishnava offense. There are so many ways you can commit offense. By thinking bad about him, talking bad about him, physically harming him. So many ways you can do Vaishnava aparadha.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Kaun?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were mentioning about rapt attention. So, while in the material world, Maya is attacking at every point of time. We have to deal with Gyanis, we have to deal with Karmis. How to deal with these kind of people? I mean, you mentioned the shloka, but practically speaking, how to deal with such people?
Which people?
Karmis, Gyanis.
Why you have to deal with them?
I mean, I have met people who say, I am Bhagwan.
Huh?
I have met people who say, मैं भगवान हूँ. मैं उसको बोला फिर, आप कोविड ठीक कीजिए जाके.
We have to talk to people if it is favorable for them. If they are not favorable, why to talk?
Okay.
There are so many people they like to hear, so talk to them. There is no scarcity of audience to share Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada said, if the field is not favorable, Mahaprabhu left Navadvip because that field was not favorable. So he started preaching in South India. That was favorable. Prabhupada left India and went to the favorable place to preach. Whatever is favorable should be accepted. If some people are favorable for Krishna consciousness, we should give to them. If they are not ready to take, why to waste our time? There are so many people to.
Yeah.
So like that is the strategy Mahaprabhu took, that is the strategy Prabhupada took, that is the way our acharyas preached. We should follow in their footsteps. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
But we should be respectful to everyone. Whether they are karmi, gyani, everybody should be respected. Mic udhar dijiye.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for nice class. Prabhuji, I have one question. You explained very nicely process of initiation. So
I have not explained. I repeated what Prabhupada said in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam.
thank you for your humility. Prabhuji, in some parampara, like our parampara also, there is concept of Shiksha Guru in scriptures. So is that concept is based on what you explained, that transformation of Krishna from pure devotee's heart to disciple's heart?
It's a guru. Guru has many varieties. Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, Vatma Padashaka Guru, Chaita Guru, Chaitanya Charitamrita explains 4 kinds of gurus. Shiksha Guru means you have to know that Diksha Guru's role is to connect Sambandha Gyan. Pancharatri ki vidhi, by Pancharatri vidhi we get initiation, then we get connected with the Guru Parampara. By going through some rituals, changing name, getting some mantra, getting some other things. That is Pancharatri ki vidhi. And we get connected, but doesn't mean that we get perfected. But people think initiation means perfection. After that they disappear. Kyun? Diksha ho gaya. So, one person, one Maharaj of ISKCON was traveling in a train. I just give this incident, to narrate this incident, that he was a pious man. That Maharaj started asking that, you chant the holy name? He said, Mera Diksha ho gaya. He said, you do Mangala Aarti, do puja in your home? He said, Mera Diksha ho gaya. Then he says, you study Bhagavatam? He said, Mera Diksha ho gaya. So Maharaj started thinking that I am asking a different question, same answer. Then he said, are you able to understand my question? He said, yes. He said, but you are answering differently. He said, no, perfect question, perfect answer. He said, I am asking that you are studying or chanting or not. He said, Maharaj, I have to be very honest with you. If I want to do all these things, then why I have taken initiation? That is the business of my Guru, no, he'll do it. Okay. So that is the concept of initiation also for some people. Many people also like that. Diksha ho gaya. So why we take initiation? Why we enter into college?
To get out of college.
Yeah,
Become
get
part
out of the college. Why you enter into the college? You are telling the prayojan, but not the avidya. Avidya means you have to study. Sambandha, avidya, prayojan. Initiation means entering, means sambandha. Then college, then you have to study. That is called avidya. You have to do bhakti. Savanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, you have to do that. Then prayojan, love of Godhead. So I told you that real initiation means that is love of Godhead. That is perfection.
Guruji, my question was little different. What you explained is also correct. But I want to say that if somebody's heart is transformed without Diksha also, he is able to do bhakti, what aspect of bhakti?
Chaitanya Charita, you are asking a very sensitive question. Our acharyas explain the need of Diksha and Shiksha both. But Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains, if you chant the holy name, there is no need of Diksha also. Bhagavad Vidhi is so powerful, it does not depend on Diksha. It's so powerful. But the process given by our acharyas that you must accept Diksha. Guru Padashray is very, very important to start our bhajana kriya. But Bhagavad Vidhi is so powerful, without Pancharatri Vidhi also we can perfect our life. By chanting the holy name, by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, we can attain our perfection. But our acharyas have given two paths, Pancharatri Vidhi and Bhagavad Vidhi. Pancharatri Vidhi means taking initiation, worshipping the deities, then hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting of the holy name. We are on the two track, and that is the safest way to advance in Krishna consciousness, and we follow that path.
Are there some example also, Prabhuji? You are mentioning that without Pancharatri ki Vidhi.
So why you have to know that? Our parampara is Pancharatri ki Vidhi and Bhagavad Vidhi. You should follow that. We don't try to speculate something which has not been given by our acharyas. Okay?
Thank you.
Very well.